We live yet? And we're live. Alrighty, hey everybody. I see I've already been visited by Panzercat and Penny. Hi guys. Tis I, Rob the Builder. Can we build it? Yes, we can. Now, today, I didn't get much more done on the C-47 that we're looking at. That is largely because I got stuck into getting my shit together on my house. Well, my apartment's not a house, I digress. In any event, what was I going to say? Nuts and bolts are that I didn't get much more done. Got a lot done on the unit. This is good. I've almost got my modelling situation happening. This is very good. Yes. Anyway, now that I've finished waffling, hope you guys are well. Now, I'm thinking, and I do sometimes, it's true, yes, that all I might as well do is cut to the chase, get my shit together, have a chug of coffee. We're not going without caffeine. No. And then get down to business. It's a very simple equation, really, isn't it, people? I think so. Anyway. Oh, hey, Panzer, how you doing? Caffeine. Hello, caffeine, my old friend. It's time to drink it you again. Dear, oh dear. Oh dear. Anyway, now, what I should do before we move the camera, roll over here a bit. Oh dear. Almost impaled myself on the drawer, corner of the drawers. Light goes on. Camera comes round. Alrighty. Now, happily, I have every confidence that things are going to stay on this time. Oh, look at that. Now, we do have some horror stories here, but that's okay. We can do a whole stack of things here. Okay. Now, one thing I will do, I managed to locate this. It was yeah, coffee's a bit of a necessity. I'm told you can live without caffeine. If so, I certainly don't want to know about it. Now, yes, trainer yellow. I couldn't find this yesterday, and I need it for the back of these. Don't ask me how I failed to do them, but I do need to do them. This we will now do. Fun fact about the line, this I will now do. That's actually a paraphrasing from a Monty Python line. It's a monologue done by Eric Idle on the album of Holy Grail. Oh, hey, PJ, how you doing? Anyway, but yes, at the end of the, or at a certain point in the dialogue, the line is, this they now do. And man, I made it quite taken with the whole monologue in question. it is worth checking out if you can track it down. Anyway, we're going to fix this trainee yellow. There we go. A bit of an overdose there, but never mind. Now, as I'm not really going to be doing anything that's going to... I don't think I'll be using this stream for YouTube editing. So, to that end, if any of you guys would... drinking green tea. I'm a fan of green tea. I actually... I'm trying to sort of like drink more tea or incorporate more tea and replace some of the coffee I have later in the day with that. I digress. But yeah, if any of you guys would like to come on screen with your workbench, just let me know, and I shall flick up the link. Oh, kitty guy, how are you doing? I'm seeing getting quite a few visitors across the platforms today. It's good. Actually, what I might do is, let me just get the yellow on this. Probably should have gone a heavier brush. Never mind. Particularly with such a thin paint, you know. But once I've got this yellow one, I'll put the link up so that if you would wish, you may join the stream. Yes, I will. Yes, I will. Alrighty, well, give us a moment. I'm good, thank you, kitty guy. I'm found my trainee yellow, so I can fix up my propeller here with the relevant colour. I might as well as give the other side a bit of a touch, but actually, you know what? Hang on a moment. It's not that bloody hard. Give us a tick. Diddly. Bing. And bing. Bam. There we go. So, yeah. Diddly. Just not quite getting the extent of coverage that I want. Bearing in mind that I'm probably my own worst enemy on that one. Ah! Diddly. Bing.
Meow.
There we go.
It is I, the cat.
Right.
I have sneaked in.
There you go, Panzer.
Hello. Didn't know that little mess just off camera. And how are you, sir?
Hang on. Just making sure that everybody can be heard. Should all be good.
So I thought for a second I was talking to myself there.
Now. You making the tracks there, Panzer?
I am indeed, yes.
Actually, I have to turn the volume on my speaker up. There we go. Now I can hear you.
Are you sure? I had someone else earlier tonight had problems with their streaming software that they
Oh
couldn't
no,
hear.
the issue is I've got my airbrush booth is quite noisy in actuality, and it makes it a bit hard to hear.
I will use interpretive dance as a medium of communication. Yes, this is a set of T80 or T72 tracks.
Okay.
Which are individual links, which are part of a stalled build from 2020.
Yep.
Because I pinched the track links from the kit in question to put on something else, and I've got to.
I've actually got a Tiger tank I've got to finish. I've got a good start. Well, I've got a start on it, but I got a nice steel barrel for it. And, so I've got the one-piece effect throughout the scene. My only ho-hum about it is that they haven't supplied an engine of any sort. But hey, that's not so bad.
You're not going to see much of the engine anyway on the back end of a Tiger. The only thing you're going to see are the cooling fans.
Oh, no, look, part of what that is, in pretty simple terms, is that I'm a detail whore.
Yes.
And I love detailing stuff. So at the slightest provocation, boom, and engines are stuff I love detailing. Yeah, what can I tell you? Alrighty. Now, next clean brush.
I know the feeling. Earlier this year, I was working on this chap, which is a Husky. And they provided you with some lovely, terrible vinyl rubber
good. That's nice.
material that goes on the
Hang
cables.
on a moment. I will give you a bit of a... there we go. Oh, that's good, dude.
So all the cabling was supplied by vinyl material, which is terrible. Trying to cut it off the sprue, so I replaced it with fishing lead. And while I was at it, I added the conduit cables to the lights on both sides and the connecting on the rear light there. Yeah. And I basically replaced all vinyl lines with fishing lines. You can't see most of it, but the back end there. There's
nice.
all of that's lead fishing line. I've got some images on my Facebook pages that but I'm still working on that. That's only just had the rusting applied. It's now got to go on to do the earth tone weatherings. Yeah, do you like it?
Nice.
Yeah. This is what I'm.
Man.
Yep. And it's a really weird sort of shape as well and vehicle because
it is an unusual looking beastie. But yeah, that's cool, man.
Yeah. So
I'm looking forward to actually doing a few vehicles because I think I told you I'm going to be doing some Mustangs.
Yes, but no,
I've got a whole stack of cars lined up.
I mean, there's the lead line on that model.
Oh yeah.
on the base of the ferret, on the turret, onto the missile section, middle launchers of the ferret.
Yeah. Next, rinse brush.
By the way, I'm still full
Alrighty.
screen. What's the next run of tricks?
I can't believe how close I am to actually having my desk properly set up. Now that I look, just, you know, you sort of, when you do stuff, you look, your eyes scan around.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing that. I'm going, oh, looky that. Looky that. It's all a bit chipper making, I tell you. Now, my next objective, don't need that there, would be, just bring that in, yoink that around. Alrighty, I'll get back to the normal layout. I think that's the one. Oh, yeah, you can do it that way. Oh, no, I wanted it that way. That's how I wanted it. Boom. Hee. Haven't done too much of this sort of thing.
That's okay. You'll get used to it.
Oh, it's a live and learn thing.
You will be my third stream in, let me think now, 6 hours? 7 hours? 6 hours? Yeah, 6 hours.
Yeah.
I spent an hour and a half with Terry on Little History on his channel. I then moved over at 8 o'clock to my usual stream that I do on a Tuesday night with my good friend Phil Prime. And I then had an hour off to grab some soup and a couple of slices of bread before coming on to you.
Deary me.
So there's PJ says in the chat, I am. What is it? Can I actually do that? Can I present? No, I can't. It's different. Look who it is. It's Panzer Cat, the stream. Lord, interpretive dance aficionado.
That's funny. Now, let's have a look at this. Now, most of the upper areas, I don't know if I need to do too much gap filling anymore. This underside's a wee bit shitful. I believe that's the technical term. A wee bit shitful.
Yes.
Mostly on account of this gap. I can put my bloody fingernail in there.
That's not good.
Yeah. No, it's not, mate. So in fact, it's quite nice there. This falls heavily into the category of no, son. No.
You don't want to do that. Yeah. That's what it's telling you.
So what we'll be doing is trying out Mr. Crystal Clear on that one. Let me have a... Okay, nothing new to report on the chat. Now, tell you something. I was looking at the kit the other day, and I have to get you a bit of a better angle. Give me a moment. Oh. Have to bring your hand into there, and as you can see, I've done the door, and if you look into there, the seat's looking very nice and all the rest of it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's great. I'm very happy with that. And in fact, if we can get the light right, you'll see the pilots are actually looking pretty swish too. You can't really see it though.
Yeah.
And, you know, I got to admit, and this is something that has been pointed out to me before, maybe I'd have been better served just to keep the door shut and just paint it normally.
The problem you find is that we spend hours detailing the insides of aircraft or tanks. In my case, it's military vehicles. And we seal them up. We take our close-up photographs so that we can let our peers know what we've done. And they whimper and sue and coo. And then you, of course, finish building the model. You close it up, and you suddenly realise that you cannot see anything of
I
the work
know.
that's involved.
I had a major case of that very early on. I came to that realization with now what colour do I want to work on? Actually, no, it was just crystal clear. I was looking. Sorry, talking to myself for a moment. When I first did my thing of, I think it might even have been my very first aircraft, which was a Spitfire. And I did a pretty good job on the sidewall of the cockpit, and indeed, I don't think I actually detailed the dashboard on that occasion. I just went for the decal. Yeah, I would have just gone for the decal at that point. But I did a good job on the sideboards, and I was well stoked. The guy who showed me some of the tricks of the trade was also mightily impressed. And then I did a marvelous job on the pilot. It was awesome. And then I put it together. And then I put the cockpit on. Yeah. All that beauty, horribly hidden.
Yep.
Never mind.
It's just about what every modeler does. We think, yes, well, we can add this, we can add that, we can do this, we can do that.
Totally.
And you close it up and you can't see Jack and squat amongst it.
But at the same time, if I didn't do it, I'd be feeling, what's the word? That I wasn't doing the job properly.
Yes.
It's a curious thing. And I know it's a fate that I am not alone, or something I'm the only person. In fact, I can tell I'm not, just by talking to you, that I'm not the only one afflicted thus.
PJ has just raised a good point. He said in chat, he says, before closing up a detailed interior, it's probably a good idea to photograph. Take lots of photographs.
Yeah, that's not a bad little option. And I have one of the things I can do, because I've got, when you do a stream, of course, you get, it records it for you. And I can take stills out of that to show various things, if you follow me.
Yes, you can thumbnail it, yes.
And that's, in fact, in many ways, when it's going to, my doing uploads will still be a couple of weeks away. But when I do them, in many ways, that's going to be using stills and commentary behind it is probably better than just showing moving stuff.
Yes.
Because when you're doing fine detailing, aside from perhaps showing the initial technique, people don't want to watch hours of you going, cut to the chase, Yeah. This is how you start, this is what it looks like. Maybe speed those painting bits up real fast.
Well, a lot of YouTube modeling streams, the model builds are smoke and mirrors. It's an illusion. You see, I'll use the gross example of figure painting. I shall use my cleaning brush and a figure. And what you see is them dipping the paint into the palette and approaching the figure and starting to paint. And then they'll flick away and the painted figure is finished.
Yep.
And it's because the fact that you're going round and round if you're doing a figure painting, and it's literally non-stop just going round and round and round. So you need to cut that down. I mean, I will admit that I do have a couple of modeling videos of that I bought, DVDs that I bought of people painting miniatures. And there's one that I've got that's near enough 2 hours long. And the first hour of it is the guy painting the flesh tones. And here's the kicker. You don't actually see any difference in the figure because of the resolution of the video footage. It's not until you see the end face added to the figure that you actually see that there's any major change of what you were seeing.
Yeah, if there's not much to see, it's a bit. What do you see it?
Yep.
Now, that's going to seal up nicely for us. We'll do a little bit there on this tail fin, I reckon. Yep. And then we're going to do some painting. Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
We like painting.
I do like painting. I find painting can be very therapeutic. Particularly actually on the subject detailing, because you fully zone into what you're doing, you know?
Yeah. What am I doing? I'm looking for the other set of tracks.
My former housemate came home from work one day while I was doing some detailing. And he tried to talk to me without any success because I just wasn't able to. I was just too focused.
Yes, you're a man. You can't multitask.
But his observation was that the concentration and all the rest of it was like watching a sniper. You have to be very steady and all that, and you just boom. It's great. I love it. That's one of the things I really enjoy about detailing is that being in the moment thing. It's very akin to martial arts. Being in the moment. I'm a silly bugger at times, I tell you. Now, now, good people. What shall I do next? I have options. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Now, I could finish the propeller and while attending to other areas of black on the aircraft. Do sound option there. There was something else I wanted to paint though. It'll come to me in a minute. It's not coming to me.
The cowlings?
No. I'm wondering if it was that I wanted to put an oil effect on these. Possibly. No, it was something else. Dear oh dear. How hard can it be to remember this sort of thing, eh?
Well,
never mind. We'll just go for something else. I'll work it out. Can't be that major if I'm not really. It's not leaping out at me. All right, let's tidy up our black. Where do we need to tidy? A little bit there. A little bit there. All right, we're doing that. And that'll also enable us to do or to finish this. And something I wouldn't mind having a quick gander at. Just excuse me a moment. This is B-17 stuff to the best of my knowledge. It all travelled pretty well. I'm just wondering if I'm still missing a wheel from the C-47, which is inconvenient to say the least. Now, all right, black. Black. Boom.
For a second there, I thought you were doing the impersonation of an Australian duck.
Do what?
An impersonation of an Australian duck.
Aha! I'll tell you something funny about. I've remembered what it was now. Do I want to do them now? No, I've already got my mind on the black. It was the landing lights. That's what it was. Or the navigation lights, rather. Here's what I was going to say to you about Australian. And it was that when I was young, I used to see actors and actresses from the US and Europe do Australian accents, and they did this horrible nasal sound. I thought, we don't sound like that. And then in time I grew up and I went overseas, and one of the first places I went to was Thailand. And don't know if you've ever been to Thailand or heard anybody speak Thai, but it's a very softly toned sort of language. Very kopkun, wade, that sort of a thing.
Yes.
Anyway, so I sidle up to this counter in the airport, and in stark contrast to these soft tones, I heard myself be horribly nasal. And indeed, it fully sounded like, yeah, g'day, mate. And what was worse, I'd actually said, g'day, mate. And as I've gone, oh my God, so much stereotype in an enclosed area. Yeah, it was just, yeah, we do sound like that. Yeah.
It's a bit like my home city accent. I'm a native of Glasgow, and we have a very coarse accent, and we also don't use things like punctuation, commas, full stops, pauses for breath, that sort of thing. And over the years, I was taught quite successful to adopt local manners and speech patterns. To this date, that unless you knew I was a native Glaswegian, you would struggle to place what part of Scotland I came from.
Well, one of my mates is married to a Scottish woman from Glasgow. And I find the Glaswegian accent pretty easy to understand. It's pretty straightforward. It's just got its little intonations and boom. But I'm told that once you get to a certain point of north, some of the accents get quite intense.
Yeah.
And you may have some difficulty, is basically the nuts and bolts I was given. It's not an easy one to follow with some of them. And I have actually seen even footage of... sorry, I'm looking for a particular brush and I'm not seeing it for some reason because it's in the wrong spot. There we go, found you. I can't remember how far north they'd gone. But yeah, subtitles were... With the subtitles, I could see what was being said. Without them, But it was interesting.
I remember seeing an episode of a Scottish comedy programme called Rab C. Nesbitt.
Yep.
And they travelled to England.
Oh, yeah.
There was English subtitles for the English part of it, and it was directly translated into Glaswegian.
Nice. That's beautiful right there. That's pretty tidy work. I've seen something similar done with with Family Guy. Family Guy, if it was Scottish.
Yeah.
I think that was on YouTube, maybe. I didn't find it. My mate showed it to me. It was just tidy work, funny as all hell. Because they basically just applied all the correct Scottish phrases. Which is like, I found it very, entertaining is the correct word, I guess.
It's like the Hitler rant from the film Downfall.
Oh, they're gold at times.
They are indeed. Quite a few years ago, it would be about, let me think now, about 2010, there was one doing the rounds. It was Alex Salmond, Scottish MP.
Yep.
Throwing.
I actually heard of him, yep.
Yep, throwing a tantrum. And the beauty of it was
I can see where this is going.
the computer that I was listening to didn't have a sound card in it. So basically all you were doing is you're watching the video and it was the subtitles were coming up. So I was reading the subtitles as they were coming up in Scots, and I actually had the accents in my head and the voices. And it was one of the funniest things I had seen in ages.
That's beautiful right there, man.
Alex Salmond referring to Nicola Sturgeon as Nicola Doll. It was so well done and well thought out.
One thing I was going to say about the Hitler rants, because I actually am studying German as a language, but I've also studied modern European history and actually did study Nazi Germany. It was very interesting, a little disturbing, but interesting. But I'm very keen to actually see the movie The Downfall, because I believe it's a very accurate portrayal of what was going down in the bunker at the time. And that would be that classic scene where he just loses his shit and just so out of touch with the reality that there are simply not the supplies.
Well, the beauty of Downfall is it's the German language version of a movie made called The Bunker, which starred the British actor who played in Bridge Too Far, who played David Frost in The Bridge Too Far. He also played Hannibal Lecter in his name just eludes me for a second. Oh, good God, what's his name now? Oh, that's gonna bug me now. Wait a second. Wait, come here.
One of the things I find interesting about that particular point of history is how many of the senior Nazis were quite ready to jump ship as soon as they had half a chance. Look at Himmler, desperately trying to make deals to save his oily hide, which didn't work. You think, wow, so that's where you're really at. Not really prepared to die for your cause, are you, mate?
It's the same with that. What's his face? Goebbels. Goebbels decided that okie dokie.
Goebbels, yeah. They're all a bit of it's pretty obvious they weren't nice people. I mean, let's not be shy now, but you sort of, it becomes glaringly apparent how shallow their motives actually were.
Yeah.
When it gets put to the acid test.
Yes,
Happy to send others to their death, not themselves.
Yeah. Anthony somebody or other. Oh, good God. It's the person who played Hitler in the film The Bunker. So it's available on YouTube. You can hunt it on YouTube.
But yeah. Hitler rats. I've
Anthony-
seen one where it gets
Anthony Hopkins, that's who it is.
okay. I know there's one rant he does where he gets the shits on because he wants to go to Yorkshire because of the pudding.
Mhm.
But he can't go there. He's got to go to Lancashire instead. He's got to settle for Lancashire hot pot. And he's not happy. What's Lancashire? Beautiful.
That one before I forget.
Alrighty. Now, let's get these a little more circumspect, at least on the black. Now, now then. Bad time to get an itchy noggin. And there we go. Now. D-Day. Yes, there. Little more.
Good. There's always one, isn't there? There we go.
Boom. There's that one. Alrighty. Next. Alright. Actually, maybe just a little touch there. Probably being a little too particular, but never mind. Now, this is looking a little more messy. That's a whole different matter. Let us here we go, just a little bit here. Not quite as feral as I thought.
Two more.
All right. Now, next, this is where it gets a bit rumpty. Hang on a moment, there's a bit more there perhaps. Maybe just, yeah. Oops. Oh no, we're good. All right. Starting to feel a little happier with these stripes, which is good.
Yes, there's nothing more annoying than moving house and having to pack up all your bench and all the projects you've been working on.
There, all right. Actually, now, there's definitely not that much more to be done. That's good. That's very good. Yeah. Now,
Unless, of course, you stick your fingers in the white paint and stick the white paint on top of the black paint.
so I can't quite hear. I'm a bit too close to the engine of the airbrush booth, which while I'm not airbrushing at the moment, I still like using because it's got these really good lights that are absolutely fantastic, and it does still draw some of the paint fumes away from me. Let's face it, modelling is a fumey business.
It is very smelly.
And getting that stuff away from your face is no bad thing. If I was airbrushing, I'd probably have the full vent on, and I think that actually makes it a little quieter. But as it stands, yeah. Now that black's almost done. Once I've done this other wing, actually, wait, I'm a bit away from it now. What were you saying before?
I said, you see, you were happy with the finish you'd got. I said, yeah, until you put your fingers on the white paint, stick the white paint all over the black paint, and then having touched up the black paint, put that all over the green paint.
I see what you're saying there. But it's mostly that, so far as I can tell, certainly on this side, it's mostly the white that's errant. There's not going to be much with the white. It's mostly going to be reinforcing of the color rather than going on top of the black, if you see what I'm saying.
Yes.
So I'm figuring if I can get this black looking nice, sweet, reet, and petite, then it's all big cruise here from there. And so far, I'm not unhappy with the way it's progressing. Let's see where I've got to go to. Yep, all coming together. There will be some points where the white will go on top of some black, but I'm trying to minimize that pretty heavily, as you can imagine. Boom. Alrighty. Starting to get there. Now, there are a couple of spots where I need to consolidate the black like there. Yeah. All right. Now, shall, or I shall, was the point, as I am a singular, not a plural. Although there are them who would suggest that at my size I could well classify as a plural.
They're only jealous of you.
Righty. Alrighty. I know what I'll share with you. I enjoy cookery. Now, there's a reason why I make mention of this. I've moved into an area that I have discovered can probably supply me with any and every cooking ingredient I wish for. And I want to make haggis. I've had haggis and I liked it, and I want to make it myself. Told there's a bit of trickery to it.
There is indeed.
Yeah, I've done a lot of other dishes from different parts of. Done a lot of German, a lot of Scandinavian, and Italian, Spanish. I haven't explored Scottish too much.
There's really only two signature dishes that are singularly Scottish. One of them is haggis, and the other is cullen skink, which is a fish soup.
One thing I did do, because I got this, I have a book that I inherited from my mother called Traditional Dishes of Britain. It's like a really old book, like 1950s maybe. Anyway, and it went into different I had that seafood area, of course, or chapter. And they reckon that one of the things that, as to whether this is a localized, depending on what part of Scotland you're in, sort of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
But they did, or said you get herring fillets and do them in oats and fry them. I thought, I'm going to give this a go. Now, in Australia, the closest we can get to a herring is a mullet, in my opinion. as far as the oiliness of the texture and that sort of a thing. And I've got my oats, and I gotta say, it was a bit good. I enjoyed it. So did my housemate. It was a good taste.
Another one is stovies, which is minced potatoes and onions all boiled down.
Okay.
Into basically, how can one describe it? It's like a stew. It's really thick stew, which is really nice. Fun enough, I actually. But no, yes, I like to cook myself. But then I bulk cook.
Here's the thing: it's winter over here, so now's the time for those sort of stewy sort of things. Although the last few days, since I moved out with my housemate, I've just been not able to resist hitting the chili. He couldn't eat chili because his bad tongue, and I love chili, and I had to just do random opportunities, but for the past week and a bit, chili time. But now I'm going to probably resort to more cold weather sort of stuff, which is more the Northern Hemisphere based. Do the German stuff, some Scottish, some English, but mostly German. And German's a bit of a go-to for me. I like my German cookery. I haven't done the Sauerbraten in a while. Sauerbraten's good. All right. Well, let's see how we go now. I'm going to go. Yeah. Alrighty. Once the black's done, I can probably go on with the khaki quite eagerly. Because that will only leave me with the white to do. And there will be much rejoicing. Let's see how we travel there. Aha. Not so well there though. All right. I reckon that is our black done. Giggity. That's good stuff. Makes me happy. Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
Are you sure?
Time to hit the perhaps a bit of Boeing grey and some of the khaki. See how we travel for time. As always, I have things to attend to, but don't we all, people? Don't we all? Now, I reckon one of the things I'm going to be attending to today, because some of it's still a bit of organisation, is getting my modelling area exactly up to where it needs to be, so as I know exactly what's where when I want it.
That sounds like a very good plan. But
I'm
you,
not
of course,
actually that far off. In fact, give me a moment. That's the desk itself coming around, and that's just a bit of clutter. That needs to be organised.
Yeah.
And I've got this stuff here. Now that looks like a fair bit, but it's not in as much as those boxes there are paints. I know exactly what's in them. One of those boxes is actually knickknacks that needs to be put away, and there's not that much in that other box. There is some stuff on the table I need to wade through, but as you can see, that's not actually that much, and given that I have other shelves positioned to use or to hold my other modelling bits, I should have this up and running hopefully by the end of the day. And if I do that, well, what I need more is to clear the table. Once the table is cleared, I'll be able to go, right, that's what's here, boom, 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 if you follow me.
yes.
It's a process, as I have mentioned before. Now,
It is, but of course you realise that although it will look nice and tidy when you start, given a year, it will not be.
there are many ways to skin a cat.
As a cat,
experience on that one.
Yes, as a cat, I refuse. you must use the expression "skin a dog."
Oh, look, I like cats, but it's just the turn of phrase.
Yeah.
As I usually often follow it up with, trust me, I know, but actually I don't.
I do, because one of the things you do as modelers, I don't know how long you've been model making, but you buy little knickknacks, you buy little things, you buy a couple of new pots of paint, which suddenly you end up buying dozens of different types of paints, or you buy a new tool and you think, oh, that's a handy thing, I'll buy that, and it ends up you need to find a space for it on your bench. Or you buy some accessory equipment, for example, pigment washes or pigments. I've got tons of these damn things that I keep buying. I've got a whole row of them underneath my bench in boxes at the moment, and I've got shelves of them over there.
Yeah,
and you keep buying new little bits and bobs to try out new things, new techniques, and new products on. And before you know it, your bench is a storage area for all these things.
What I have on or planned, or pretty much partially set up even, is I have my stash, of course, because everyone's got a stash. You all know the rules.
Yes.
And that's set up in what is becoming my library. Now I've got another set of shelves that carries a lot of equipment and my upcoming builds. So there's going to be a bit of use of that. And what I want to do more is have what I need here and everything else over on that, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So as I minimize the amount of clutter in this immediate area, and keeping stuff as far as, like, for example, I I don't necessarily need, I don't know. Okay, all those paints. I only need a certain number of the paints. I keep them out and put the rest aside. Why have them at my feet even, you know? Simple little things like that. That is my line of thought. Now, there we go. Some stuff can be put aside for sort of like rare use, like as I have done with my, it's not a Dremel, but it's a similar sort of a deal. I don't use that very often, but it's handy to have.
Yes, I have something similar. I have a mini craft drill. Actually, I have two of them, and they live in the drawer. But the power pack is on the bench here because I'm in.
But the thing is, of course, you don't use them all the time, so I don't need them in the immediate area. So I'll probably pop them, you know, or pop that. They'd already have on the shelves over there because, boom, it's out of the way. So I'll try and minimize as a bit of a plan, I think. Now, this color. Where do I need to tidy you up? There, a little bit there, and there. Alrighty, let's do that, shall we? Now, we'll go the same brush. I don't normally do that, but that's me. I don't think it really matters. It's just a bit of, I get a bit nervous that it might still have other paint in it, you know, or whatever. Probably just being a bit nervy. There we go. Thin it out.
See, that's another thing that you'll start buying up is paintbrushes. You'll start buying up some paintbrushes to find the perfect paintbrush.
Yeah.
And then you'll have several of them. And then you'll run out and you'll go to buy them to discover that the paintbrush that you got that used to using has been discontinued. And you need to find something compatible to replace it with.
I actually found some awesome brushes. I loved them. And they were put out by the Army Painter. And what I loved about them was that they had a triangular handle.
Yes.
Which to me was absolute magic. Because that is in fact the shape you want if you want optimal control of something.
Yes.
Further, you could put it down and you knew it would not roll. Mm-hmm. Yes, these have those flat bits on them, but they're not. They were just boom. And to give you an idea as to how advantageous they are, you can consider that some pens, ergonomically made pens, are triangular in shape or have a triangular grip attached to them. So there's something to it, and they were really easy to control. But to the best of my knowledge, they no longer make them. The Army Painter still makes stuff, just not them. And it's just like, no. Mind you, their ensuing brushes are also very good. I would concede.
Yes. Well, for me, it was these Citadel paintbrushes, the original red-handled
Citadel are great
paintbrushes.
Yeah,
not the new ones, the original ones. And I bought these because I spent 7 years working in a model shop, and I bought up all of them when I finished in the model shop. And slowly but surely, I worked my way through them, and I thought, God, I've got to find a new range of brushes. And some 6 years later, I found a nice range of brushes, which I quite like, quite really, really good. Bought a set, thought, okay, these are really, really good. I'll buy more of these. Went to buy them, discontinued. I thought, And then, of course, I found I had a whole pile of more of the Citadel brushes than I thought I had.
So I've got to say, I have a Citadel brush, Only one, but it's been a faithful and worthy servant for some time, and it's a kick-ass brush. I love it. It is strong enough to do an area whilst being sharp enough to get some detail in, and at the same time it's just lasted for years. Now you can say, well, yes, proper maintenance will do that, but at the same time it requires a quality brush.
Yes.
That one's certainly quality brush in operation. Thank you, linesman. Thank you, ball boys. You know, that's the shit you want. Yeah, quality. Once you find a good brush, or brush manufacturer, perhaps, is a better way of. Yeah, it makes such a difference to whether you wish to. I've generally found the Army painted good. I just wish they still did the ones with the triangular handles.
That's on the floor now.
Tamiya, I would swear by. Tamiya, generally, in fact, I would say, boom. I'm a fan of Tamiya products. I will make no bones about that. Particularly as I'm sure I'm not alone in that one. I know a lot of people like Tamiya.
Yes, I have a lot of Tamiya kits in my collection. I have a lot of Tamiya paints on my shelves. I even have some Tamiya paintbrushes. And a couple of Tamiya tools.
Indeed, another one of my long-serving brushes is a Tamiya. And I have some Tamiya kits I'm looking forward to building. It's interesting how you can pretty much just, there are certain brands that you just feel confident with.
Yeah.
I was for a little while nervous with Airfix, but now their later kits are really sound, really good. They're all clunky ones, though, old and clunky, but they're not their current range, so you can't really judge them by that. See, I'm just trying to work out the best angle to get to the. Oh no! If I just put a bloody way. No. Oh, that's okay. Now, how's my best angle? Yeah, I need to do it there. There. But yeah, I tell you, a range that I'm interested to explore. They do mostly just armor, but from what I've seen, oh yeah, that's the shit. And that's Ryefield.
Yes, I can see that Ryefield do make some rather good
They seem to
vehicle
have
kits.
some really, yeah. They have some interesting stuff to say, that at least. One of which is a clear hull Tiger with Vittman's markings. That has me very interested, I must say. There's also a range of kits that I've actually purchased from ICM that I've had a look at, haven't started work on. And that's their Guards of the World series.
Those are the big 1/16th or
1
100.
to 16,
Yeah.
and they look really cool, I've got to say. Very keen to start them.
You must understand that I'm slightly jaded by ICM because I have quite a few of their kits from the late 90s, early 2000, when they first started selling their products in Europe, out with the what was the former communist bloc. And some of the kits quite a lot of the kits were hit and miss. They've really improved the game now, I'm told.
Well, the ones I looked at, or have, actually, depending on how I go for time, I'll trot one out to show you. Hang on a moment. Because almost also depending on one other factor, being
able to lay your hands on it.
As to if I need to put any Boeing grey on an area adjacent to white. If not, no, I think it's okay, sir. We're solid. We'll pop that there because that's now starting to look much more the goods. Tidy up the white, and then we're on the final assembly run. Well, actually, probably once I've gotten all the paint done, deckling, then we'll get those last little bits on it. Chibi, then it's the weathering, which I also rather enjoy doing as a process, but it's pretty short, sharp, and shiny. All right, now once I've cleaned my brush, I'll grab you one of the ICM kits, and I'll give you a bit of a gander. Not quite sure. Actually, I've also got one of their got a Viking. I wanted to get a Centurion as well. Ooh, nice one, Centurion. Because I'm learning Latin as a language. I do a lot of language stuff. I'm going to start Thai in October. But more to the point, they didn't have one. Well, they're out of stock. Anyway, hang on a moment. And up. Oh, dear me. Now let's see which is the most easy. Have I left that on? I've left the bloody heater on. Rob, mind you, it is bloody cold. Rob, that's going to be expensive. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. I'll turn it off while I'm up. God, I sound like a grumpy old man, I do. Maybe I am a grumpy old man, who knows? There we go. Now, kit. Looking. What's the first one that comes to hand? We'll grab that one. We have the beef eater as the first one that came to hand. Alrighty. Now, this is there's how many of them? They tell you on the side of the box somewhere. But there's one of about 8 of them, I think. Now, the box itself is actually quite a nice little number. How did I have to... Where did I open this one? Or did I not open this one? This is one that I didn't open. Aha, hang on. Surely I did. No, I gave them all... No, I think what happened here is that there's one I haven't actually opened, but I will. And I think the reason I didn't open is because it was... I'd gone through a number of them, and they were a bit of a much of a muchness. In terms of... They were all possessed very nice detail. And... were... there we go. All pretty swish. So, here we go. Now she'll open. Funny that. Never mind. Sorry, I got about the tear there. There we go. Now, and of course, there's the little latchy thing they have there. Which comes out that way. All right. Now, the there we go. Now, one thing they do have as a starting point that's kind of cool, I think, straight away. It's because they give you a base, which of course you're going to need. It comes with potentially different types of pavement. Now, that on its own, I think it's kind of cool. That's my opinion. Now, in the meantime, we look at... Here we go. Now, you can... So what I'll do, we'll get this out of the way. Because... then I can use that. There you go. Now, you can see there's the front. There we go. You can actually see this was made when the Queen was still around.
Yes.
But you can see all the medals. So the detailing is really there to be done.
Yeah.
There's the back. The chappy. Yeah. Now, these would be various lapels and the like. There's his little frilly bit. It's good stuff. There's the face.
Oh.
And even, here we go. Sword, pole arm. So it's one of those things of, because of the size of the kit, here's something I just noticed. That's a bit cool too. The number of pieces isn't that great.
Yeah.
The detailing. Oh, look at those shoes. That's kind of cool. Nice, complete with buckle and everything. But the point being that the detailing opportunities it gives are just fantastic.
Yeah.
They
kind of remind me back in the day, Airfix used to do figures like that as well.
Well, yeah. And, you know, there is a real market for this sort of thing, obviously.
Yeah.
And anyway, yeah, that's one of the ICM ones I got. Now, I'm not quite sure when I'll be doing that because we're doing those because there's 7 of them and a Viking. Because once I've finished the C-47, I want to finish the B-17 and my Lavochkin. And then I have a theory that with my 3 streams a week, I'll do one on the Mustang car, one on the Mustang P51D, and one on a BF109. Once one's completed, I'll move on to another one if you follow me.
Yes.
So I'm not quite sure when I'll do them, but I am very keen to do them. What I might do is, because I'm building a Mustang shelf, which is to say a whole stack of Mustangs. 2 Mustang cars, 3 different types of Mustang aircraft. I'm even thinking about getting a horse. But, yeah. So I don't have to, of course, complete that all in one go. It's an option. I also want to complete every type of 109. That doesn't have to be done one go either. And while I'm here, give me a moment. Now, let me see if I can.
We can see the pilots.
That's what I was, yes. So yeah, you can see I've done really nice detailing on them. But as to how many people are actually going to see that, who cares? Anyway, I'm going to wind the stream up now. We've got to attend to a few other things today. So I'm going to just go onto the solo screen. Thanks for joining me.
You're welcome. I'll chat to you again in the green room after your stream.
Yeah, no worries. I'll, yeah. Okay, anyway, I'm going to remove you for the time being.
Yep, I shall see.
And, right, now, I should need to move the camera around. Yes, I will, if I'm going to say goodbye. Aha! All righty. Now, that's me done for today. Again, thank you everyone for watching. I do genuinely appreciate it. If there's any first-time viewers out there, there's a magic button for you. Follow, like, or subscribe. That's a little high up. Makes me look what? If you'd like to track me down on other platforms, I'm Rob the Builder on Facebook and YouTube. I'm Robster the Builder on Instagram, Twitch, and Discord, and Rob the Builder and Food Monster on Twitter. Again, we come to those 3 magical words. Not abracadabra. Not Shazam. It's not even open bloody sesame. It's follow, like, or subscribe. Now, what else? Something I was going to make mention of. It would be most advantageous if any of you who are on Facebook could hit my Facebook page and hit a like, because I need 2 more before I can do the live streams to our Facebook page. They need 100 followers before you can actually stream to your page nowadays. These are the vagaries of streaming. Now, all of that said, tomorrow is Thursday, and I haven't, inconveniently timed appointment. But I'm going to assemble the rest of it soon. Not quite sure, mate. See how I go for the rest of the day. Well, not days between now and the next stream. Because I'm not streaming, it creates time, which will put some towards that. I've also got to finish putting things together. Best answer I can give you is a quote from Stewie Griffin. I shan't give you the full spiel, but the final analysis of the line is, well, not now, but soon. Anyway, in the meantime, I won't be back tomorrow or Friday. That's obviously Australian time, And Saturday I am like as not. Now, there are caveats, but I'm probably fishing. Sunday I can do a stream. And I might. We'll see how we travel on that one. Yes. If I am, there will be an announcement thing put up an hour or so beforehand on YouTube. If not, definitely Monday. That's a given. Yeah. All right. Now, that said, I'll be back on one of those days. And I'm going to aim for the same consistent time make it handy for everyone. So whichever of those days I'm back, it'll be the same kit time and the same kit channel. And I'll catch you good people then, hopefully. See yous.